Welcome to Brands Hatch in the TCR. Managed to set up a great qualifying lap, starting the race off in position 4 with the limited time we had to actually set a qualifying lap. Things deteriorate rather quickly for this race, and by quickly I mean within turn 1. Come around the outside, we have position 3 to our right hand side, a little bit of contact, but all of us decided that the gravel was the optimal place to be. Yeah, that's position 1, 3 and me. Not ideal. The two Napa Ford cars ended up following each other, but all is not lost. While we are third to last place, or maybe fourth to last place, you can see the TCR carnage going on up ahead. Now it is a short length race, so everybody is really aggressive with each other, and nothing like bringing on TCR round 3 to Forza Motorsport. While also indulging in such delicacies myself, we have gained another few positions. Right up behind AI player 96 up ahead in the Elantra. Crazy to think we're only halfway through lap 1 and we're already back up to position 9. Getting a little bit of touchy-feely from the car behind, who really likes the rear end of this livery, ultimately not being able to commit to a move. Trying to force a move, probably retaliating to such factors that we gave them a minute ago, so fair dues on both sides of the coin, given very limited space, which ultimately pushed the Forza off the track. That's PF face off into the gravel they go. The Elantra and the Honda Civic up in front are side by side as they enter the final corner of the end of the first lap. How is this going to go? Do you know what? We're going to make it 3 abreast, and 3's a crowd, as you can see, as we elbow our way through that situation. Kind of touched the grass on the inside, pushed me out a little bit. What goes around comes around, and it's going to come back around from the Elantra AI player 96 as they deliver their own sweet justice to what we delivered to them a moment ago. Defending into turn 2, holding it on the inside, parking it on the apex, keeping the Elantra to our left hand side. Ultimately, I didn't expect them to go around the corner as quick as they did, and as you can see, a bit of retaliation there from themselves. Fair dues, you see me laughing in the bottom left, and do you know what goes around comes around, and it's just an elbow nudge. Best policy to go by. If you're willing to deliver it, you've got to receive it. I'm talking about racing. Keeping up with AI96 up in front because they are that little bit quicker, and I think they may well be on soft tyres. Ourselves on mediums. Should have picked soft. I definitely think is the way to go. Elbows the Audi off into the gravel, and that also gives another position. So thank you AI96, that is very much appreciated. If they keep up with this, you know, we're going to gain a fair few positions. I am not going to argue with them though. I'm going to let them keep position 1. I'll sit back, relax and watch this all unfold. Sometimes you really do have to pick your partner in crime, and this player here is absolutely it. Surprisingly enough, the Honda Civic stayed on the track, but I do feel that they may retaliate at any point. So as we head up towards turn 1, we are a few seconds behind the 2 cars up in front. Honda Civic's had a great run up behind the Elantra. What is going to happen? Oh, the Elantra went off gravel castle building. I bet the Honda Civic up in front, Ruli Horizon, is absolutely loving this. We just need to make sure we overtake. Now, that is a lot of understeer they're carrying through that corner. Sometimes you just got to get off that power. It does help with steering and tyre longevity. Can we make a move past them? They're looking to slightly defend, but ultimately backed out. Just coming in for this corner here. Bit of contact because turning into a corner where the car is already there does seem to be the optimal way to go. And the cutback from them has given them the laughing stock. Do you know what? If that's the case, I'm going to let the Elantra through because they have witnessed everything that has gone on. And there is no way I'm going on the outside of this corner here. Learned my lesson the hard way. It's better to surrender and try again later. Although Sinister Sheep behind did rear-enders in a straight line looking to make that move, and is very, very aggressive. No problem. Do you know what? 3's a crowd, and I'm going to back out from this because if they're all that heavily aggressive, I do not want to be a part of it. Let them destroy themselves, and you can see the Elantra elbowing their way through Ruli Horizon in the Honda Civic. Absolutely brutal. Just need to see who survives this final corner. Everybody is itching their way through. Right up behind the Forza Sinister Sheep up in front. Turn 1 is going to be very interesting at the moment. They're not defending. They're on the outside of the track, and I'm just going to absolutely launch it through. little bit of contact from Ruler Sheep, which has heavily upset their car. They fully backed out and given Sinister Sheep the position as well. That is 2 places lost in 1 corner, making this car as wide as possible into turn 2, close the door to Sinister Sheep, and we're only 0.8 seconds away from AI player up in front. I think we're going to go off track here. We are. And I'm going to keep my foot in it because I don't mind receiving a penalty. I can break away. 0.8 seconds as Sinister Sheep goes up the inside, side by side. Although they closed the door, well, slammed the door shut upon us, ultimately having to surrender that position. That's going to cost us a mountain of time. But all is not lost because the Forza gods take over here and, well, there we go. That car is now off Gravel Castle Building, position lost. Sadly, we're now 2.6 seconds away, almost 3 seconds away from AI player. It's going to be very, very hard to find that time back within 1 lap, and I don't think it's going to be doable. Coming at the end of lap 6, it really wasn't. We have Lewis C behind us in the Ford Focus, 0.4 seconds away, also carrying a lovely 0.8 second penalty. As long as we can keep this position like we are now, we have finished this race in position 5. Crazy how it started, how it went all so wrong, and we're finishing in position 5. But don't go anywhere just yet. We're going to head over to Catalunya and start pretty much at the back of the pack. We're in position 19. Didn't qualify here, didn't have time to do so. But usually starting this far down the pack is very unusual, as when I don't qualify, I'm usually a few behind, or at least 1 or 2 behind the set of qualifiers. So I'm not grumbling, I don't mind. I kind of wish you could choose your starting position if you didn't qualify. Obviously qualifying people take priority and would have the top places. I think the people that haven't qualified should be able to choose to, well, demote themselves, if you get what I mean. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. I think it's kind of a cool idea. Well, I don't know whether it'll ever be implemented though. But coming up to the bridge, braking just before it, hard down to 2nd gear, we have Mason the Man up in front in the fat can, defending that position. We're going to hold it up the inside here and, well, take this very, very tight inside corner as we get absolutely railed by the Mercedes behind, who has yet to discover the brake pedal. You know, we've all learned sometime, you know, but braking is quite optimal on a racetrack, and using another car is not the way forward. It's great to see, actually, an MG in this race. You really don't see them on the road that much anymore, and they are actually a lot faster than what they used to be, although I kind of closed the door a little bit upon them. I should have given a little bit more room and ultimately backed out from that situation. We really haven't gained that many places at the moment. We're only up to position 17, which is less than ideal, as we are coming to a close on the 1st lap. As again, with the first race, we've chosen to go for medium tyres, the safe bet. Been a very long time since I've raced at this track, and I can't remember what the meta tyre strategy is, whether soft or medium was the way forward. Obviously find out at the end of the race how much tyre we have remaining, whether soft or medium was the way forward. But this final corner is very tricky. If you nail it perfect, you get an absolutely insane run down the start and finish line. Honda Civic on the left-hand side didn't choose to do that insane run and ultimately went Gravel Castle Building. That part of the track would destroy your momentum. Sticking up behind this MG and getting a bit of side draft will increase our momentum, as we're looking for the 100 board hard on that brake pedal down to 2nd gear. Nice and tight. Not as loose though as the fart can up in front, who has taken a whole new approach to turn 1 and 2. I'm quite surprised to say, though, I don't think they receive a penalty for going off the track, but what they do is hit our rear end. No idea why. I guess probably losing 2 positions really affected their ego, because sending it into turn 4, side by side with them, very, very close to actually having a bit of contact. At least we have the inside line again of this next corner. We have Mac and Ernie up in front in the Audi. I forgot to mention, actually, we're in the Audi ourselves, because I thought, you know what, it's been a while since we've used this car. Let's blow the dust off it, take it out and have some fun. It is an absolutely brilliant car to use and very, very user-friendly. But what it does lack in the cornering departments compared to the Honda Civic, it does have in the power side of things. It really does hold its own very, very well. And it's kind of struggling to keep up with McInerney up in front here, who has managed to gain a few places, as we did touch the gravel on the way out of the final corner. ultimately destroying our momentum. As I mentioned, the Honda Civic did earlier. You know what? We've got to do it at some point too. But we have Rudy 40 up in front. They clearly fell asleep on the E key and then added a 40 at the end. Whether they're age 40 or born in 1940, let me know down below. But yeah, we're up the inside of them here. While we did do a very clean overtake, and I would say a beautiful pass. Braking, again, is quite optimal at a track. Running the monster livery and the unicorn on the side of it gave them privilege to not use brakes and ultimately nearly destroyed us off the track. Now the Audi to our left side had a little bit of a moment with them. No contact though, and I kind of overreacted probably to how close they were. Should have defended a little bit more, then I wouldn't have lost that position. Well, 2 positions really, because Rudy has managed to overtake us again. Not ideal, not what we want when we already saw what they did on the last corner. Surprisingly enough, they braked before we did. Still managed to have contact with us in a straight line, which is, I find, really impressive. You know, we're both in a straight line. How on earth do you manage to have contact with somebody on your right when the corner coming up is on the left? Don't know. It's just magic, I guess. But we have, again, had contact. We are going to have this corner. We're going to nail it out the final corner and leave Rude behind for dust. I'm fed up of this little bit of contact. There we go again. A bit of rear end shunt, and I think they're actually bumping us along here. Interesting turn of events, I will say. Oh, nope, they're looking to hold on to position. Nope, car's just not fast enough. This Audi is absolutely flying down this road, down the second gear, over the curves, maximize as much of this track as we can. And out the other side we go, and away from Rude behind us. So much quicker through the corners. We need to catch up to her France 27.20 up ahead. Again, who's rocking an Audi. Really, this battling with the fart cam behind us has massively destroyed a lot of our time. We're 2 seconds away from McInerney up in front, and we was right behind them not so long ago. And it has taken up to the final lap to be able to catch up to them. Really did destroy a momentum. That's what I say a lot about battling. Sometimes you've got to choose your battles. It can really affect your overall race. If you're heavily battling for position 14 and 13, it's kind of crazy really, especially as early on in the race as we did, because you've got so much longer to go. Not only that, as you are battling, you're breaking away from everybody else that's pulling you along. Sometimes you've got to work with somebody, try and catch up to everybody else, and then bunny hop as you're going through the race. But like I say, this is our final lap. Are we going to be able to make a move on McInerney here? Because we have caught up quite quickly. Again, we are on medium tyres and we have a good little bit of tread remaining. So I kind of think that medium tyres was the right choice. Maybe the cars up in front are on softs and are heavily deteriorated. One will find out in any moment, but this ending is going to be absolutely insane. Going to get a great run on McInerney here. Can we nail this final corner? Right up behind them. Going to use the side draft to gain that momentum. Beautifully done, Flash. Let's go side by side with McInerney. Contact has been made as they're trying to ruin our momentum, but ultimately we gained that position. What a brilliant race that was. Thank you all for watching. See you all next time.